When you encounter the unknown, in this case, when you meet your twin flame, questions also begin to arise. Should I tell him about it? What if he doesn't believe it? Or, I told this person that we are twin flames, and he or she didn't believe it. What now? The first question is whether it's worth telling anyone about it at all. There is absolutely no such compulsion, however, when someone wants and is not afraid of a reaction. For example, pain. You can express your feelings. Regardless of your personal feelings, you have to be ready for denial. However, this is not so bad. Denial, unwillingness of the topic, the so-called stand firmly on your feet, is a very common reaction, even if the first reaction seems quite open. Nevertheless, very often such information sows seeds for the future. Even if someone rejected such information at first, when they become mature enough to accept it, it will be very useful for them to respond and find more information about it. In short, to make it easier for him what he is going through and to help him find support. On the other hand, twin flames, at its core, is merely a term for a profound phenomenon. While labels can provide a framework for understanding, they can also be fraught with dangers. Some circles view the concept of twin flames as a cult, attracting fanatical or narcissistic individuals or people interested only in making money. This highlights the risk of attaching too much importance to labels and definitions, as they can be misused or misinterpreted by those with ulterior motives. The true spirituality transcends labels and definitions. In other words, the essence of the twin flame connection goes beyond the terminology used to describe it. The connection itself is more important than the label assigned to it. Not to get caught up in the labels and definitions surrounding the twin flame concept. Instead, focusing on the genuine connection and the personal growth that can result from such a profound bond. Avoid the pitfalls of becoming too attached to terminology and falling prey to people who may exploit the concept for their own gain. Your twin flame doesn't have to be a so-called spiritual person. It's a pretty pejorative term. A spiritual or even enlightened person is often called a person who has simply read many books on esoteric topics. Knowledge on this subject does not necessarily have to be accompanied by real spiritual development. We are all, at our core, energy. Whether we believe it or not, we all experience the effects of this universal truth. Even the most basic human functions, such as walking, talking, and breathing, are manifestations of energy. The twin flame connection transcends individual beliefs and spiritual practices. It is a bond that exists on a fundamental, energetic level, connecting two souls regardless of their conscious understanding or acceptance of the concept. This twin flame connection is rooted in the very fabric of the universe. And by recognizing this, we can better understand and appreciate the profound nature of this connection. Often, religions or sects even make people forget what they once understood and felt intuitively. They form the belief that a person is nothing without the leadership of these institutions. He must learn knowledge throughout his life, and this will not guarantee that he will finally become a spiritual person. The truth is that everyone is born with the same potential and already spiritual. To claim that one has to pay dearly or work hard to achieve spiritual development is an attempt to deprive someone of personal strength. The feminine aspect, of course, is more connected with the spiritual side of these relationships. The male aspect finds itself more in matter, but only up to a certain point, and this is most often the moment of the meeting. Over time, our masculine and feminine aspects that we carry within ourselves begin to balance out. Thanks to this, regardless of gender and the aspect in which a person initially acted, they can meet and communicate. Both people learn to navigate both matter and the world of energies. A person who is excessively detached from matter is also defenseless and cannot survive without outside help. A person who is excessively connected with matter is not able to reach a higher energy level. Therefore, the feminine aspect learns to function in matter, reconciling it with its spiritual sphere. The male aspect learns to function in energy, reconciling it with its solid material basis. That is, in fact, they reach the same level, can function and develop separately. However, together they naturally complement each other. The only thing that needs to be achieved is cooperation in these areas so that they can complement each other and function, and not, for example, fight with each other. The so-called esoteric world is often fraught with many dangers. There is also a lot of negative energy and full of traps, including the mind. However, some things, such as empathy, honesty, morality, poise, dignity, are traits of highly developed people and are absolutely eternal. Such people do not have to be aware of esoteric trends, no terms such as twin flames, and many others. No extraneous information is needed. Moreover, they are often very contradictory or even intentionally misleading. In principle, it is enough if people are simply guided by love and intuition. However, as we know, it is often a long way. The twin flame relationship itself is designed to teach this. In this process, an experienced, mature personality appears, and this is absolutely enough. Therefore, do not worry if twin does not believe in such things, does not read the proposed esoteric articles, or rejects the definition of twin flames. It is important that two people are connected by love, mutual respect, and they want to cooperate. It is also categorically not necessary to convince anyone of anything. Everyone has their own time to understand certain things, and everyone will surely mature to this in due time.